One of the safest and most educated counties in America is also one of the most expensive and congested. Let's talk about what it's really like to live in Howard County. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Dewitt. I'm a real estate agent in the Central Maryland area. If you ever have a question or you're thinking about moving to the Central Maryland area yourself, feel free to reach out to me. My information will be in the description and somewhere here on screen. Without further ado, let's get into the top pros and cons of living in the Howard County, Maryland area. Make sure you stay to the end. Some of these might shock you and might be the deciding factor of if you do or don't move to Howard County, Maryland. So real quick, before we get started, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. New videos coming out every week. Also hit the like button, just really helps support the channel, and it's always appreciated. Pro number one, top rated schools, not just in Maryland, but nationwide. Howard County, Maryland has some of the best schools and top performing schools across the country. It has staggering graduation rates, and many people graduate with honors and are accepted to Ivy League and top tier colleges. Many of the high schools offer STEM programs, AP, dual enrollment, and gifted programs for their students. Many of the schools are supported by an active PTA program. So if you love to be involved in your children and your family's education, this is the place to be. And a lot of people actually move to Howard County specifically for the schools. They know that they want to have a family or they have a growing family and they want their children to go to better schools. And Howard County, Maryland is the place to be. These are wonderful schools, wonderful teachers, and a wonderful education system. Pro number two, safety and the quality of life. Now, come on. We all want a safe, quiet neighborhood. And Howard County is one of the safest counties in the country. Again, just like their schools, it reflects in their neighborhoods, right? There's a very low crime rate there. Among being one of the safest places, places like Columbia are consistently ranked best place to live in Maryland. It has strong community policing and great emergency services, clean public transportation, clean public facilities such as parks, things like that, and a very active neighborhood watch program. So yes, they go all out in keeping the area safe, which is probably a testament as to why the schools are so good, right? It's really easy to get a great education when everybody's safe and your children don't feel like they're in danger in school. It is a very high priority for Howard County, Maryland, and the high property values reflect in the stable environment because it's so safe. People stay there for a long time and the prices go up, and up. And we'll get into that in a little bit later. Pro number three, great location and commuter access. Now, I know I say this in previous videos, be somewhere up there maybe, but it really is perfectly situated between Baltimore and DC. You have things like the Amtrak train, the MARC train, BWI Airport, easy access to I-95, 29, Route 32, Route 100, and it's really just a commuter's dream, right? You can work in DC, live in Maryland, and not have too long of a commute. It's great for people that work in tech and government, things like that, healthcare, education, a wonderful job market. It's really just a great centrally located place. Although I've talked about Central Maryland as being a wonderfully located place as a whole, Howard County is kind of right in the middle of Central Maryland. So it's even better of a centrally located place. Again, you can go to Philadelphia, you can go to New York, DC, Arlington, Alexandria, all within a short drive, all within a day trip. So it just makes it such an attractive area, especially for people with families that like to get out and do those mini vacations or like to be able to hit the beach and still get the kids to school the next day. Pro number four, outdoor recreation and green spaces. Look, if you are outdoorsy, you like to be outside, like to be in the fresh air, nice green grass and great weather, Howard County, Maryland has it all. Over 200 miles of trails that are used for biking, hiking, running. There's wonderful parks such as Centennial Park, Patapsco State Park. There's dog parks, playgrounds, really just a ton of great options. And again, the neighborhoods are so safe. It's not uncommon to see children playing outside after school or just see a bunch of folks playing football or basketball out in the afternoon or in the morning. There's even some camping grounds out there if that's your thing. This is really a great place if you are an outdoorsy person, especially if you have an outdoorsy family. There's also some more low-key things for people that like to be outside, but maybe not sleep there, such as farmers market. There's cultural events, there's outdoor festivals, there's pop-up concerts, and all types of things for people to be able to have a life outside of the house. Pro number 5, diverse and educated community. This is one of the most diverse places in the country. I know I keep saying that Howard County is a nationally ranked county in the United States. So it's only natural that it has several categories that are high ranking in the United States. And the diversity is one. There's tons of different ethnicities, cultures, faith, languages, religions, community groups. Many of people hold bachelor's and higher education, such as PhDs and masters. There's tons of local events for different groups of people, different ethnicities, different races, different backgrounds and upbringings. There's music, there's festivals, really. So everybody can celebrate, their own culture, but also celebrate the differences between them and not let it come between them, right? It's a very community-oriented place. Several festivals where different cultures and backgrounds come together. They all have a good time. They all get to know each other. Again, the PTO and the neighborhood watches are very active in Howard County. Ethnicity, race, and things like that don't get in the way of the fellowship and the community within Howard County. So if a diverse environment is something that you're looking for, something that's important to you, this is a great place to be. Again, this is not a place where you have to worry about if this is your culture, if you'll fit in. Howard County is a place for everybody. Real quick, if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. New videos coming out every single week. Don't want you to miss one. All right, so we've talked about the pros of Howard County, and it sounds great. I'm sure many of you are ready to pack your bags already. But stop packing real quick because we're going to get into the cons. And again, some of these may be the deciding factor if you do or don't move to Howard County. Con number 1, cost of living. Yes, that great education and that safe community does come at a price. The average home price is well over $550,000. Yes, that's over $500,000, and it's not too uncommon for houses to reach somewhere in the millions. Rent is also above the national average. The cost of living in Howard County is not a cheap one. Dining out and the concerts and things like that are quite expensive and can really add up, as well as the property taxes. Now, I know we've talked about property taxes before in previous videos, and Howard County is no exception to that. The property taxes are continually going up, and that does add up to your cost of living. And it does really make it a little bit harder for first-time home buyers, especially if you're not someone that, works in government or, has a tech career or something high paying like that. Really does make it hard for first-timers. But again, people do find it very livable, do find it very comfortable, and people stay here for years and years, and even leave the houses and stuff to their kids and grandkids. Con number 2. Traffic and car dependency. I know we've talked about traffic. The Howard County, again, is no exception to the rule. When 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock rolls around and those school buses get out, commuting becomes a headache. It can add 30 to 40 minutes to your commute, especially on Route 29, I-95, 695, things like that. And there is limited public transit throughout Howard County. It's very car dependent. It's not a very walkable place. A lot of places where you will need a car. It's not a heavy metro system through Howard County either. Parking can also be very difficult. Certain parts of town where, you don't have driveways or townhomes, it can be tough to find some parking sometimes, especially if you work late or things like that. Or especially if there's an event, such as like something at the Columbia Mall, at the amphitheater. There's a heavy car dependency and a lot of traffic sometimes in Howard County. Some walkable areas do exist, but they're pretty rare throughout. And many neighborhoods, you really just have to have a good, reliable car. Con number 3, development growing pains. Now look, this is going to get a bit intricate for some of you all, but this is a real issue, and I felt very strongly that I needed to talk about it. All right, so there is rapid growth in Howard County. Again, the schools are nationally ranked, the neighborhoods are some of the safest in the country, the diversity, all of this draws a lot of people in. That being said, there's rapid growth in Howard County, and that's led to some of the schools becoming overcrowded, some of the neighborhoods becoming overcrowded. That has led to the infrastructure, though it keeps up and keeps pace, it causes more traffic, more backup. And it's very tough for people to, I guess, find that comfort in their community when there's always new people and new stuff, and it's it can really shake up the people that's been there for years and years and years. There's also a lot of new construction and new build homes, and that overdevelopment is a concern for people. It's affecting the house prices tremendously. Like we said, the median house price is $550,000, and that's only going up with all the new development, with all the new construction houses and new commercial buildings and stores and boutiques and things like that. It adds to the local charm, yes, but it does take away from some of that closeness in the community that you feel. There's also a lot of zoning debates happening, and there's resistance to the urbanization. Again, a lot of the people that's been there for several decades, they don't want to see a lot of change happening. And so there's a lot of resistance to some of these new developments that are coming, some of these new construction things that are happening, to the overpopulation that's happening, and people are fighting back on it. There has been some protests, there's been some legislation happening in Howard County to fight back on this new urbanization that's happening. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying that the growth and people liking Howard County is a bad thing. Just bringing up the fact that these things are going on, and it is a concern for some people. Con number 4. Now, this one might be a bit big for some people, especially if you have younger kids or teenagers. There's a lack of vibrant nightlife. There really isn't a huge nightlife in Howard County. In my experience, Howard County kind of shuts down around 9, 10 o'clock. On weekends, it can be open a bit later. There's a limited number of bars and lounges, things like that. Young adults will often just go on to DC or Northern Virginia to have their parties or have their nightlife entertainment. Restaurants close a bit earlier than throughout Maryland. There's fewer options for date nights and things like that. Now, I'm not saying that these things don't exist. There are plenty of places that you can go out on dates, such as axe throwing, such as Main Event. There's plenty of places where you can find some nightlife, such as the Walrus. However, these things are not in abundance. There's not a super vibrant nightlife. If you're looking for a city that never sleeps, Howard County is not the place. Howard County goes to sleep, okay? And it's maybe not even most ideal for singles who thrive on a nightlife, right? Might be a bit tough in the dating scene. If you're looking in Howard County, I'd suggest probably just going down to Baltimore City if that's your thing. Con number 5, HOA restrictions and uniformity. Many communities, especially in Columbia, have very strict HOA rules. A lot of the houses are cookie cutter. What that means is they look exactly the same. And they want the houses to stay like that. Again, there's a lot of fighting to the urbanization. Back when houses did look a lot different, a lot of these new construction houses look exactly the same. They look like a copy paste. Along with that, bigger HOA fees are coming. And some residents feel really limited in what they can do to personalize their home. Now, I'm not saying you can't do anything to your home. What I am saying is some of them do have very strict HOA rules, and you might not be able to put pink siding and a yellow roof on your house. You might have to stick with that cookie cutter look. No, it's not the most attractive. However, I can promise that the house will be a good quality and the property value will go up. So it can kind of create that suburban bubble, kind of like you're trapped in like a Twilight Zone episode or something, because every house just starts to look the same after a while, especially the townhome. And so with that, the HOA rules and the uniformity, to some people it gets very mundane and they want to personalize their house. They're tired of the HOAs going up. That causes some people to move. Where that's a benefit to you is when people move out, you can move in. So there you have it, folks. You got the good, bad, and the ugly about Howard County. Did any of these help you make a decision to or not to move to Howard County? Let me know in the comments. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, really just supports the channel. So if somebody is looking to move to Central Maryland or Howard County, they'll see the video. Also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video. New videos coming out every week. Feel free to reach out if you ever think about moving to Central Maryland or just have general questions or requests. Again, my info will be somewhere on screen or somewhere in the description. And as always, have a fantastic day.